The unfaithful husband was careless in leaving his unlocked cell phone on the table. The wife, always attentive to all details, realizes and discovers that she is being betrayed with a woman named Daniela. She screams for him and the man, cynical, asks what she wants, calling her crazy. She shows his cell phone and asks if he is having the affair with this lover once again. Running away from the question, he says that she is not allowed to touch his cell phone. She, on the other hand, believes that two married people do not need permission to see the messages on the other's cell phone. He, wanting to put the blame on his wife, replies that his cell phone is his privacy and that it is inadmissible that she does not respect it. At this point, she completely loses her patience and throws in her unfaithful husband's face that he only lives in that beautiful apartment because of her inheritance, then suggests that if it is to be like that, he'd better leave. Lying, he tries to soften his aggressive tone and says that he loves her, clearly interested in keeping his life easy. But she is no fool and knows that those who love do not betray. A third person appears on the scene and is the couple's daughter. She curiously protects her unfaithful father and asks her mother to leave him alone at least for a day. Naive and immature, replies that if her mother keeps complaining, she will be alone. The cowardly man leaves with his daughter, even though the betrayed woman makes it clear that their argument is not over and that he will still regret being such a traitor. Alone in the living room, she wonders how much longer she will have to go on enduring being treated this way. A little later, after returning home, her unfaithful husband is on his cell phone talking to a flower shop. He asks for the most expensive bouquet in the store, because it will be a gift for the most beautiful woman in the world. The poor wife thinks that he is talking about her. To the florist, the man who doesn't work and lives off his wife's inheritance says that money is no problem and that he just wants the most beautiful bouquet in the store. He would like it to be delivered that very day and arranges to send the address by message on a famous app. The now naive woman asks him if he has finally repented and decided to apologize for his mistakes. But he, besides being unfaithful, is cruel and offends the woman's appearance, from the weight of her body, to the way she dresses and her hair, words that hurt any woman, no matter how independent she is. She is perplexed to find out that he is buying flowers for his mistress in the living room, talking loudly, as if it were a normal thing, and asks why he doesn't leave her life. With ironic laugh, the rude man declares that the two have been together for 17 years and it would make no sense, after putting up with her for so long, to give up this life of luxury that her inheritance allows. But her patience reaches a limit and, almost exploding with rage, she screams for him to leave her house immediately, otherwise she will go to the nearest police station to report everything he has done to her in the past years. He, without showing a sign of regret, also shouts back that he has been waiting for this moment and enters the room. The spoiled daughter shows up and, not understanding her mother's suffering, complains that the two are arguing once more. Finally, the mother takes the hands of the young woman, who is old enough to understand what is going on, and explains that there is no condition for the two to stay together. But the girl protects her unfaithful father once again because of the times the mother has talked about her heritage. Trying to keep calm and patient with her young and still naive daughter, she justifies that she is humiliated daily by her husband. The girl then says she loves her father very much, and if he leaves, she will decide to go with him. The mother is an experienced woman and knows that if she does this, she will soon regret it. When the man appears carrying a suitcase towards the door, the girl begs him to stay, but he tries to play the victim and claims that he can no longer stand to hear from his wife that it is she and not he who has money. The annoying girl again says that she prefers to stay with him instead of her mother, who pays for her school and all her wishes. The woman points this out, because with her father the life she is used to will no longer exist. However, the young girl is determined and goes to her room to get her clothes. Heath, surprisingly, shows a glimmer of conscience and also thinks it is better that she stays. The girl, though, is spoiled and used to doing what she wants, so she doesn't go back on her decision. In great anger, she promises her now ex-husband that if anything happens to her beloved daughter, he will regret it forever. He, in turn, replies that he has always treated her well and asks why this would change now. The woman explains that now he will no longer have her to be beaten. The cruel man, insisting on calling her crazy, justifies that if she got beaten, it is because she deserved it. The woman becomes even more indignant, but the daughter again appears, always trying to protect her unfaithful and aggressive father. Despite this, the mother again asks her to stay before she repents. Influenced by her scoundrel father, the girl doesn't seem to understand that she is choosing the wrong side, and the two leave together. Almost in tears, she can't believe her little girl is making this decision and says that if anything happens, the doors will always be open for her. The next day, the girl, used to sleeping on a soft bed, now lies on a hard and small mattress. The father shows up saying that he will have to go out to take care of some things, and she, not knowing how reality works, asks him to buy a new bed. But he doesn't even have the patience to listen and, calling her spoiled, leaves without considering the poor daughter's request. She, perhaps already repentant, claims to have a lot of back pain. A few hours later, while she was washing the dishes, her father shows up saying he has to leave again, so he asks her to clean the house. But she is hungry and complains about not having anything to eat. The man, with no sensitivity whatsoever, replies that she has rice to cook and eggs to eat, so if she is hungry, it is because she is spoiled. She explains that she was never taught to cook and is sad that he is never home. Yelling and insulting her, just as her mother had warned, the cruel man suggests that she needs to study less and work more, indicating that a street vendor is hiring a helper. But she just wants her father to stay home for a while so the two can have some quality time together. Then he, tired of hearing her complaints about life, again suggests that she fry eggs or cook rice. He also asks her to get used to this routine, because the easy life with her mother is over and with him she will have to work or at least be quiet. He calls the girl shameless and humiliates her, not caring that, after all, she is his daughter. The next day, with a pain in her stomach from hunger, she leaves the father's house, admitting that her mother was right. In the street she meets an unknown man, but he, strangely, knows her name. The young and naive girl, a little frightened, asks who he is. The man, apparently trustworthy, says he is a friend of her mother's and that he first met her when she was younger. The girl becomes uncomfortable and the man, not realizing that he is being inconvenient, asks if she is still married to her father. And she, embarrassed, replies that they have ended their marriage. The mother's friend is happy with the information and asks if she is all right, and she, still naive, replies that her mother was always rude as a wife. But the man patiently explains that she is mistaken. He talks about the scar the girl's mother has on her back and asks who she thinks made that bruise. But she, proving her naivety, claims that that scar was from a motorcycle accident. At this moment the unknown but kind man needs to be a little tougher. He reveals that when her mother got pregnant, her father suggested she have an abortion, because he never wanted to take care of children. Also, he explains why he never met up with his old friend and her mother again. Before the birth, it was necessary for her to go to his house, because the husband and cruel father was trying to force the abortion, so he went there and beat the poor woman so badly that the baby in her belly almost didn't make it. And that is why, because of the fear of what might happen, they never spoke to each other again, all to protect her beloved daughter. Again naive, she asks if he has feelings for her mother, but he explains that the two have been friends for many years, and besides, woman is not even his thing. Trying not to accept that her father is actually a monster, the girl reacts by saying that the man is a liar and leaves. He, a man with good intentions, is afraid of what her father might do. Back home, she meets with her aggressive father. The daughter tells that she just met with a friend of her mother's and that he said horrible things about him. But he, genuinely cruel, doesn't care and says he even imagines who this supposed friend might be. He is a man who always tries to put himself in the role of victim and all the responsibility on others. He tells his daughter that this friend was, in fact, one of the reasons why their marriage has deteriorated over the past years. The girl says that he told her about his aggressiveness and intention not to be a father. The man shows his true face and reveals that all of this is true and doesn't even understand why he let her come live in his house, because she only complains and doesn't allow him to bring girlfriends and enjoy life freely. The disappointed daughter can't believe that he is treating her like this. After all, she chose to stay by his side to support him. But he, talking the same way he used to talk to his wife, asks her to go away somewhere and never come back, since he can't stand to look at her face. She finally realizes that her mother was right all along and regrets not having believed her all this time, so she decides to indeed leave, but to return to the arms of her loving mother. Moments later, someone knocks on the door of that beautiful apartment and the rich woman goes to answer it. When she opens the door, her daughter is standing and hugs her warmly. Without holding a grudge, she asks what happened. Crying a lot, the poor girl apologizes for not having believed her. The woman, already imagining that the cruel man has done something, puts her on the sofa so that the two can talk quietly. The girl, still very nervous and afraid of everything that has happened, tells that she has always been right and her father is really a monster. The mother, always understanding, imagined that this would happen and gives the affection that the poor girl needs at this moment. The two now share the same pain and hug each other while crying, in a drama seen by many mothers and daughters. The girl, who once had an idealized view of her father, is now even afraid to meet him, a feeling her mother has held inside for years. Months later, someone rings the doorbell and the daughter answers. It is the cruel and cynical man, and she is surprised to see him. He, in a low voice, asks where her mother is. But the girl now has a different perception of who he is and demands that he never comes near her mother again. He is a liar and pretends not to understand why she is acting this way. Furthermore, he claims to miss her, but the daughter is no longer that naive little girl and knows how manipulative and cynical he can be. Screaming, she demands that he leave immediately. Probably unemployed, swears he misses his daughter, but she has witnessed who he really is and will never fall for his traps. So, for the last time, she demands he leave and go live his single life without worrying about the responsibilities of being a father. He insists one more time, but she closes the door in his face. And you, do you think she should forgive her father? Leave your opinion in the comments.